This series is called the Maker Ed Workshop. The series is sponsored by the Sacramento County Office of Education. We are under the umbrella, I believe it's a Cal Hope grant, which has the goal of bringing more social emotional learning into the classroom. When I proposed this as a concept for a workshop series, the goal, what they were looking for was a way to combine social emotional learning, which is hugely important. We know, we're understanding more and more why social emotional learning is so important in the classroom, with academics.
For me, Maker Ed is about student agency. And when people hear those words or they hear makerspace, they might think of a particular thing. 3D printers, technology, robots, those kinds of things. And while those are like a big important part of it, to me what it is providing students with agency and access to tools and materials.
So the reason social emotional learning and makerspace are so important and need to be threaded together is because I'm going to use the sort of the old adage, teaching and learning is social and emotional, right? And I think that at the end of the day, you have a social group, people coming together, interacting, engaging together in a community, in a classroom. Yes, teaching and learning and schooling, all of that is really important. And the way in which they socialize, the way in which they engage in learning is a social experience.
Oftentimes the two seem sort of separate. How do you find a way to bridge that gap? So we, myself and Zach, my partner in this, we know that when you put things in kids' hands, you ask them to build projects, you ask them to solve problems together, you ask them to collaborate, that project is that perfect container for social emotional learning. But there also is this great opportunity for academic enrichment.
Just say find a way in your daily life to give students some agency, to let go a little bit, and to trust that the community you've created, the relationships with the students are going to carry you. Because it's not, by the way, easy for students necessarily. If they've come up with schooling that was very directive and very prescriptive and has a lot of boundaries and guardrails, they can feel a little bit adrift when you sort of give them some agency, some freedom. And so, but finding little ways to nibble into that, even if you work at a school where that kind of thinking is not supported. You can find ways, little ways, to give students pieces of agency and then just try to magnify that.
The value of that relationship between the teacher and the student is so critical. The relationship between students amongst each other is also really important.
A dynamic that's happened in my environment, and this is especially true post-lockdown, is that students I run a space at a college, they come to our space like really craving fellowship in a way that I haven't seen in my whole career. Students have always wanted to be together, but like they came out of the lockdown like really wanting to be together.
So as we think about coming together as a classroom community and really getting to know each other, you spend an entire year together, right? 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, 10 months out of the year. It's a lot of time to be in space with other human beings. So we want that time to be positive. We want that climate and that culture in that classroom and in that school to be positive. And what that gives us is that as folks feel, again, students and adults feel a deeper sense of connection, belonging, that they might be more inclined to lean in to the content as well as to the classroom and certainly into the school community.